Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sade, also known as Expat on a Budget. And in today's video, I am going to be working on my July budget. So let's get started. First of all, this is an Erin Condren life planner, and I've kind of franken planned it, and I've added an extra sheet into every month. I've been using this planner for about 10 years, and it just seems to be what works best for me. I've been very consistent with it, so this is why I continue to use this system. There are so many systems out there that you can use, but this just kind of seems to be what works best for me. As a review, here is my June budget, which I posted on Instagram. You can follow me, I'll link it down below. So I just go through every month and check off the expenses as they happen. And so then that way I can kind of see the big picture overview of what's been paid and what hasn't been paid. So let's start on the July budget. So first of all, I am going to be using some of these stickers from Erin Condren that I've had for quite a while. I might have to do some planner surgery and use a tape runner to hold them down. And then some monthly stickers, as well as some piggy banks and cash envelopes. So I usually like to start off by putting this on here. Like I said, it's lost its adhesiveness. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this tape roller from Recollections. Again, I will link everything that I use down below so that you guys can get them if you guys want. But I just do it as such. And then that way I can put it down and it's good as new. So go ahead and put it down. There we go. And then I am going to start off with my pay. So then I'm going to start off with my pay. So I'm going to go ahead and write pay 1 and then pay 2. There are 2 pay periods in the month of July for me. I won't go ahead and put my totals down. I just don't share my my income on the internet, but you know, to each his own. And then the total. And then I'll start off with like my 4-wall expenses. So if you're not familiar with like the 4 walls or the basics, I kind of follow Dave Ramsey, but I always say I'm Dave Ramsey-ish. It's personal finance, so I do what works best for me. So I'm going to start off with my Union Gas, which is $42.12. $42.12. And then I'm going to do Electra, which is the electricity, and that is $68.74. Then we have our TV. We use IPTV. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is, but it's pretty inexpensive. It's $25 a month. And then I'm going to do internet. And our internet is $57.61. So then I'm gonna move into like my other monthly expenses. So the first thing at the top of my list is always my giving, and I give via tithe. So I tithe a certain percentage of my pay every month to my church. And so this month I'm gonna do $252.33. And then car insurance. So my car insurance is $151.67. It's pretty cheap right now because we're in a pandemic, and I had to call my insurance company to ask them to lower this because I wasn't driving my car as much. Normally it's around $250, $251. So I'm enjoying these savings, and I'm able to put the savings, the cost savings from the car insurance into other funds. And then my Visa. So I am consumer debt free, but I like to budget $100 or $150 every month just to make sure that I can pay off any expenses that I charge to my Visa. I mainly use my Visa for household expenses such as food or gas, just so that I can get points and rewards. And then I have my RBC contribution, and that is going to be $170. My RBC contribution, it's almost like a retirement savings plan here in Canada, so I put $170 in there every month. And then I'm going to list my student loans. So I'm going to list them, but I actually am not going to pay on them. And I'm going to explain to you in a minute what I mean by that. It's OSU, and then First Mark. Okay, so I am a US citizen living in Canada, and I received my stimulus check for $1,200. So instead of sending money every month to my US account, I am using my stimulus check to cover my student loan payments. So I'm still putting them here so that they're at the forefront of my mind. And if I have any extra money left over, I'll go ahead and send them. But the monthly payments for these 3 items are going to come out of my US account, which contains the stimulus check. And then I have daycare. So we are still working from home. We've been working from home since, my goodness, it seems like a whole year, but I believe it's since March. But we don't have any daycare expenses because we're keeping our little one home for now. And then account maintenance. Now, this account maintenance, it hurts my soul. My bank charges me $15.95 every month just to have my account. And I feel like this is a big difference compared to the US and Canada. I feel in the US, banks really want your business and actually pay you to kind of join them and get an account. But here in Canada, they do not do that. So this $15.95, that comes out to like what, roughly $190 a year. I can find better things to do with $190 a year. I don't know about you guys, but I sure can. And then I have my cell phone bill. So my cell phone bill is about $50.85 if I don't go over like my data or anything, which I'm working from home, so I haven't gone over my data, and I don't think I've actually ever gone over my data. And then Good Life. So we are still in shelter in place, but Good Life is the equivalent to, actually I think it's a sister company of 24 Hour Fitness in the US. So I am anticipating that they're going to open up sometime in July. So I just want to go ahead and budget it. If they don't open, I can just go ahead and move this amount to next month to cover the expenses for next month. So that is $46.99. And then I am going to list the items that I typically do a cash envelope for. I'm not doing cash envelopes right now during the pandemic just because I don't want to handle cash, but I still keep track of the items that I have a tendency to overspend in. So Io, that is my son, so I am going to give him $120 a month. And then food, I'm going to budget $400. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we've been overspending in our food category. We hardly eat out, but because we're home 24/7 due to shelter in place, we are spending significantly more. So I'm monitoring my food category to kind of see how that's going, and I might need to adjust it in future months. And then household, I am going to budget $100 for household. This includes things such as toiletries, like toothpaste and toilet paper, and any other expenses that pertain to the house. And then the final category is going to be gas. So we hardly go anywhere, so I am gonna put $40 down. Before, when I was driving to and from work and picking my son up from daycare, this category usually is about $140, $160. So again, we're seeing tremendous savings in the gas category. So I am going to go ahead and use one of these sticker sheets, and I think I'm gonna put down July from here and just kind of put this here. I find that if I make my spreads look somewhat pretty, I'm more inclined to look at them throughout the month. Does anybody else feel like that? Comment down below if you guys feel like that. I want to know if you guys are like a decorative budgeter, a functional budgeter, like how do you guys typically budget? So then on this column, I typically put down miscellaneous expenses. So those are expenses that don't fit into any of these standard categories, but I know that they are expenses that are going to be popping up during the month. So miscellaneous. And the only thing that I have for this month is lawn fertilizer. And I am going to budget actually I'm gonna budget $50 for the lawn fertilizer. We just had new sod laid down in our backyard, so the company told us that we need to put lawn fertilizer after about 3 weeks, so I'm gonna go ahead and budget $50 for that. And then the next category is going to be sinking funds. So sinking funds are kind of like mini savings accounts. Again, I follow the Dave Ramsey system. So if you've read any of his books or watch his podcast, you kind of know what I'm referring to. You sink funds away every month for expenses that you know are going to happen. So the first expense that I know is for sure going to happen is my son's RESP. So that is like equivalent to a US 529 college savings plan. And so every month I put about $150 in there, and then we do like a one-time lump sum payment into the account. And then the government has certain types of matches that they do depending on how much you put in every month. And then the next thing I'm going to do is taxes. So I also have to file my US taxes, and I think I have about $50 remaining. I've been sinking money away every single month because I know I need to pay my accountant to file my US taxes. And then I'm also going to sink money away for bulk food. And what I mean by bulk food is we typically go to the farmer's market and buy things such as tomatoes and like bell peppers in bulk, things that we use a lot of instead of going to the store every week to buy these items fresh. And then the last thing is my son's birthday party. So my son is going to be turning 4 next month. And so I have been saving money every month to have a little birthday party, and it's not going to be as elaborate or as big as we had planned for it before the pandemic, but we are going to have his cousins over, and so I just want to make sure that I have enough money to go ahead and do that. So I am going to go ahead and use this sticker sheet, and again, it's lost its adhesiveness, but I am going to go ahead and revive it here with my repositionable runner. And I am going to go ahead and put that here like such. And then I'm going to take this sticker sheet from Stickerific. And I think these are cute. They're little piggy banks. And I'm just going to put that like here. Okay. And I am going to call this my savings. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and total up these categories, so just give me 1 second here. All my totals, and in each category or each section I've gone ahead and put the total there. I am going to go ahead and use one of these cash envelope stickers from Libby & Co. and just kind of add it up, jizz it up a little bit. So I think we'll go ahead and use this one right here. And just know that that is that. And then I want to go through and I want to use these stickers to kind of denote the different categories. So again, I'm going to use my runner. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put this. I think I'm going to start here. And I just use this to separate. I'm gonna use this, and you have this like slice. I got it at Michael's. Again, I'll link it down below. I'm just gonna slice it here. Okay, and then I'm going to use this one. Okay, I've got to move this one a little bit. Okay, so I've gone ahead and used a piece of washi from the Erin Condren sticker sheet just to kind of separate the sections and add a pop of color. And then this leaves me with about $500, which I will go ahead and put into my savings account. So this is my July budget. Let me know down in the description box, did you guys have any financial wins for the month of June? What expenses do you guys have coming up in the month of July? Let me know if you guys even liked this video and if this is something you guys would be interested in seeing in future months. Again, my name is Sade from Expat on a Budget. See you guys later. Bye.